What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Thank you for tuning into another episode of Convos in the Cave. Remember, like, comment, subscribe. I am your host, Mel, speaking. Yeah, man. Today, I'm doing a lot of work, guys. Doing a lot of work. Today's conversation, we're going to go to battle rap with it. Yeah, that's what I started this podcast for. If you guys don't know me, my first video uploaded was talking about the Kid Slade snitching event. And which I'm gonna go on record and say I don't feel like he's a snitch, so I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I did a take on that snitch allegation, and I did it because I felt that my voice needed to be heard on the situation. And one of my first videos ever, I think I got 350 views on it, and it was a success for me. You know what I mean? It was a success, but it's a coincidence that it's not a coincidence that today we talking about another snitch, a snitch allegation. Sorry, guys, and I have mixed feelings about this whole snitching thing. You know, I have mixed feelings about it, and it's hard for me to determine what's the criteria for a snitch because it's so watered down now because there's been so many allegations about in this battle rap culture and different scenarios. If you look at each scenario of snitching, it's a different situation. And what I mean by a different situation, that word snitch is always, well, it's clear to me about what's a snitch and what's not, but it's just how it's being like recorded and how it's being documented. It's kind of areas where you get confused a little bit, and I can see why you get confused. But today's conversation is about Clone, right? Who was recently saw in the on the YouTube in the interrogation room, right? And this is kind of one of the situations, and I don't like to talk about this, right? So, Clone, if you're watching, please don't put me in that category of the bloggers trying to get clout. I'm just trying to clarify, right? And I want to say my point of view about the situation. I want to express my point of view about it, and it's not no slight to you. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, recently Clone been in. It's been video surfacing YouTube that Clone was in the interrogation room, right? And I'm not sure if you guys familiar with BattleFacts. BattleFacts is one of the ones who put the video out in the first place, And we all know Jack Boy Maine, who's the gatekeeper of snitching, right? He's that person that's gonna tell you, yeah, you're a snitch, you're not, you're good, you're not good. You know what I mean? And his word is kind of solidified when it comes to that topic. So Clone, you know, he went on YouTube and started to express the fact that he's not a snitch and he's gonna do a video explaining all the details and how he's not a snitch and he's gonna prove to us that he's not a snitch, right? So in him doing that, he posted a video with Knowledge of God. Shout out to Hip Hop is Real. He's out there doing the groundwork. I want to salute to you because, if it wasn't for you, a lot of these interviews wouldn't be getting placed and we wouldn't get the narratives from the battle rapper's point of perspective. Sometimes you get a little carried away with how you title things, but, for the most part, you're good. So, Knowledge the Guy had the luxury of interviewing Clone, where he released a video that was highly edited, right? And to be honest, Clone, don't kill me. I don't care about the snitches, right? I don't care if you a snitch or you a gangster. I don't care about none of that. But the thing is, I just want to tell you that it looks bad, bro, because I feel like we should leave it up to the street people to deal with the snitches, right? That's my take on it. And to be honest, anybody that's doing videos on YouTube or they are battle rapping on live TV, you are not considered a gangster anymore. You guys need to get that through your heads, bro. And I'm talking about the Geechee Gottis, the Sue Surfs, the Arsenals, the uh, Jack Boy Mains of the culture. I'm talking about the people who portray that gangster talk, the T-Rexes, the K-Shines, you guys, the Rum Nitties. I love all those guys, but to be honest, bro, y'all guys are not gangsters anymore. Y'all can, that ship has sailed. Once you turn on the television and show your face and everybody know your government names, you guys are not gangsters anymore. So whatever the street life was, leave it there. And whenever it comes to battle rapping and snitching, leave it alone because y'all not in a position to where y'all can act like a gangster or y'all can snitch. Y'all not in a position. You guys are entertainers. You guys have jobs. You guys are civilized human beings at this point. So you guys don't even get the opportunity to tell whether somebody's a snitch or not. You just don't. It don't make sense, you know what I mean? No matter what you've been through in life, everybody been through something in life, right? But you know what happens in that? You mature, right? You become mature adults. You start to make the right decisions. You know right from wrong. You go in a different lifestyle. Y'all guys have kids. You get married. Come on. I see a lot of gangsters with wedding rings talking about, oh, you a snitch. I'm a gangster. Bro, you married with children, my boy. Act like it, man. I'm tired of going on YouTube looking for a battle to watch, and we hearing all this mess about snitching and who's a gangster and who's a gang member. Yeah, bro, you guys are not that. Y'all on television talking, bro. That's all the cops need. So do yourselves a favor and let it go. Let the real street people deal with the snitches. It just makes sense. And I'm sorry if I went on a tangent just now. I just got a little emotional just now because I started thinking. But clone, with that being said, you shouldn't even have to prove yourself to any of these people in the streets if you're going to continue to be a successful battle rapper. You know what I mean? And then a lot of times, even with the bad news, bad news is one of the ones too. Even with the bad news situation, right? I just feel that bad news was caught in a situation where he had no choice but to give some type of information. And then to be honest, if he didn't go on to battle rap and let's say he stayed in the streets, I feel that he had a legitimate excuse. Because think about it. If you get shot, right, you think you're about to die. At this point, the way he got shot, I'm about to die. Is no way that that guy that shot me is going to go on and live his life while I don't know if I'm going to live or not. I'm going to snitch. I would have respected bad news more to say that part, right? Like, yo, to be honest, guys, I did snitch. And I thought I was dying, so I wanted to take him with me, bro. I'm not gonna be like die on the operation table knowing that guy is still alive after he got one up on me. No, I'm a snitch, then I'm gonna die, and then hopefully he get caught and go to jail for the rest of his life. I'm not on this earth no more, so it doesn't matter if I'm gangster or not. That's what I feel like bad news should have said, and that's what I honestly believe transpired in that situation where he gave a little bit of information. That's just me. Maybe I'm wrong. You know what I mean? But I feel like, that was an easy way out. Now, this clone situation, right? It's the same thing, but just a little different. Sometimes when you talking to the cops, right? They are questioning you. You guys got to understand, man. This is the reason why people say, all you should tell them is, I need my lawyer. I'm not talking until my lawyer's involved. Is a reason for it, right? And the reason being is that these cops, they know how to ask questions. They know how to ask the right questions. They know how to ask the same question in a different way where you don't understand it and you may give two different answers, right? You know why I didn't understand that? Because they study the criminals. They study criminal activity. They study interrogations and interviews. They studying these things, so they getting better every day. You know how you rap? You rappers are rapping every day, and y'all get better and better and better and better. They are studying criminal activity every single day, so they getting better and better and better. They do it 9 to 5, while you guys are being associated with criminal activity for 30 minutes, thinking that you're going to get away with it. You're not. And if you got away with it for the time being, you're going to get caught because you're not the professional here. The cops are. They are professional criminal getters. They professionalize into catching criminals, bro. You guys professionalize into making the wrong decision at the wrong time. And in that time, you're not thinking things through. So you're making irrational decisions where y'all don't understand the consequences that's going to come behind it. And you're not able to play chess, not checkers. You're not, y'all don't have a plan B or a plan C. Y'all only doing a plan A and y'all getting caught on it, So I say that to say, stop trying to be gangster, bro. It's not going to work. Because when you get caught, you're going to end up snitching like Clone was in the interrogation room, giving off a bunch of information that he shouldn't have been. And you may not think that you're really snitching, but going into the interrogation room, talking to the cops, giving them even the girl's name. You snitched on somebody's sister. You said something along the lines of the girl, your boy's sister, or somebody's sister, baby. I don't know. Somebody's sister, you said, shot somebody. And nobody talks about that, but that was in the beginning of the video. So I say that to say, dude, like, if y'all get caught snitching, bro, just acknowledge the fact that you can see why you feel like I snitched. But this is what I think. And then have that conversation. Stop trying to fight it when the evidence is out there and you guys just don't look. You look stupid. And that's all I gotta say about that. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching Convos in the Cave, man. Like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell, hit me up in the comments, talk to me, I'll talk back. Until next time, we out this mug. Peace.